Welcome back to the video, guys. We're going to go over the confidence picks for Week 11 of college football. Standings through Week 10 of a Power 4. Not really a good week for most of these except the SEC. Big 12, once again, we were below 500. I had a minus 5 points total for the week. Sitting at 33 and 27 for the Big 12 this year. So not doing too good. The other three Power 4 conferences, though, doing pretty decent. We're doing the best in the Big 10, 53 and 15 overall for the season. We're going to start out with the Big 12, though. They have 6 games this week. The most confident pick is TCU over Oklahoma State. I just don't think Oklahoma State's doing too well. TCU, I think they let one get away last week, but they're a 10-point favorite. I think they're going to cover over the Pokes. Number 5, Colorado over Texas Tech. The Red Raiders had a big upset over Iowa State last week, but Colorado, I think, is just playing better ball right now, and I think they're going to cover the 4 points and beat the Red Raiders outright, even on the road. Number 4, West Virginia over Cincinnati, another road favorite in the Big 12. I think West Virginia is a underrated team, at least in the power ratings. Cincinnati's been playing very well the last month. I just think West Virginia is going to do enough to beat them even on the road this late in the season in November. Number 3, BYU over Utah. I don't think the Cougars' undefeated season ends just yet, even though Utah, how bad they've been doing, they will be a tough out. This is going to be a rivalry game, the Holy War, but I think BYU comes away with a victory in the end. Number 2, Iowa State over Kansas, a team that just lost last week. I do not think they lose 2 in a row, especially to a very bad Kansas Jayhawks team that have been very underperforming the whole year. Iowa State, this might be a field goal game, but I think in the end, they will win outright over the Jayhawks. And number 1, I'm going to take UCF over Arizona State. They're a 2.5-point underdog, but I think they're just a better team than Arizona State. They've been playing well the last few weeks, even with a backup quarterback. I think they cover, and they win outright against the Sun Devils. Moving on to the Big 10 now. There are 6 games. My most confident pick is Ohio State over Purdue, 38-point favorite. I mean, this is a no-brainer. Boilermakers are not a good team. Ohio State, they're going to crush them, and there's no analysis for this. Ohio State's going to win big. Number 5, Oregon over Maryland, another team that's at least a 3-touchdown favorite. I think Oregon's going to destroy the Terrapins, and they're going to stay undefeated to move to 10-0. Number 4, Penn State over Washington. This is a night game for the Nittany Lions. Washington's traveling cross-country. Teams that do that do not do well this year. I'm just going to take Penn State. They're going to rebound after that close loss to Ohio State this past week. Number 3, Indiana over Michigan. I think how decent Michigan's been playing the last couple of weeks. They had a couple of bad breaks against Oregon. Indiana's just been playing so well, and I think they get their 3rd victory over Michigan since the 1960s. So look out for this one, guys. Number 2, UCLA over Iowa. I think UCLA has been playing a much better brand of ball the last 3 weeks of this season. And Iowa, yeah, they crushed Wisconsin last week, but I think UCLA is going to pull this minor upset at home against Iowa, who's traveling cross-country to the West Coast. And number 1, my least confident pick, basically a toss-up for me, Minnesota on the road at Rutgers. I think they're a better team power-rated wise. But I mean, anything can happen to this one. Rutgers, they're reeling recently after that good start. But I do think Minnesota in the end will prevail over the Scarlet Knights. Moving on to the ACC now. There are 7 games. My most confident pick is Notre Dame over Florida State. I mean, what is there to say? They just renewed Billy Napier's contract. I don't know why. Even before the season even ends, Notre Dame's looking good. I think they beat Florida State. Number 6, Miami over Georgia Tech. Miami was actually losing late in the 3rd quarter against Duke last week before they scored 4 straight touchdowns to not only win but cover that spread. Georgia Tech's been one of the better teams against the spread the last 2 seasons. I wouldn't pick Miami to cover the spread, but I do think they will beat the Rambling Wreck this week. Number 5, Pitt over Virginia. This I don't know what it is, why this spread is so close, even though Pittsburgh's at home. Yeah, they did lose to Louisville last week, or SMU, but this Virginia team just doesn't impress me. I think Pittsburgh plays a decent defensive play, and I think they will prevail over Virginia in this low-scoring affair. Number 4, Clemson over Virginia Tech. This game is going to be really close because they're traveling on the road. Clemson is reeling after that upset loss to Louisville last week. But at the same time, Virginia Tech has an upset loss to Syracuse on the road. So both teams will be hungry to get back on track and keep their hopes alive in the ACC race. I think Clemson prevails, even on the road at Lane Stadium. Number 3, Cal over Wake Forest. There's not too much analysis. I just want to say California's going to win. They're the home team. Wake Forest is traveling from North Carolina all the way to California. I think California gets the dub. Number 2, NC State over Duke. Both teams, not a good team, underachieving this year, but I think NC State gets the win over the Blue Devils. And number 1, my least confident pick of the week, Boston College over Syracuse. I have absolutely no analysis for this. Boston College is the home favorite. I'm just going to take them with a 2-point spread and the favorite. Finally, the SEC this week, there's 6 games. My most confident pick is Tennessee over Mississippi State. They're a 3.5 touchdown favorite. Mississippi State is the worst team in the SEC. Tennessee is looking really good, especially in defense the last month or so. I want to take the Volunteers over the Bulldogs. Number 5, Texas over Florida. Florida's been playing better, but Texas is just a different breed right now, man. They're 22.5-point favorite over the Gators. I think they get it done pretty easily. Wouldn't contemplate this one. Number 4, Alabama over LSU. This game is only a 3-point spread. Alabama is actually on the road, but I just don't believe in LSU this year. I have no faith in them, and I think Alabama, how underperforming they've been to their standards, I think they get it done in the Bayou. Number 3, Missouri over Oklahoma. Missouri goes on the road as a 3-point underdog to the Sooners, but I think Oklahoma is just not playing good ball. Missouri, even though they have underachieved themselves, I just think they're a better team than Oklahoma. I think they cover the 3-point spread and win the game outright on the road. Number 2, Georgia over Ole Miss. One of the most important games of the regular season, college football season remaining so far. I think Georgia, even on the road, gets it done. It's only 3 points. This honestly could swing either way, but I think the Bulldogs will eventually come out with a victor in the end. And finally, my least confident pick is Vanderbilt over South Carolina. Vanderbilt has been the best team against the spread, and not only the spread, but actually winning outright as an underdog this year. They've done it 4 times already. I think they get it done again as a road underdog to South Carolina. I think Pavea is doing really well, and I just think Vanderbilt's been playing spoiler for a lot of teams. I think they play spoiler once again and get their 5th outright win as an underdog this season.